All right, Econ, you made it. We're in the last section of supply and demand intro. So I just briefly wanted to show you what shortages and surplus look like on a supply and demand graph. This is going to be very important to know for your upcoming exam, by the way. So shortage, again, this is when there's not enough supply to meet the demand for a good or service. So some examples would be antique products, right? Because there's not a lot of them available, so we have to charge more. And also the toilet paper in our toilet paper case study. Shortages are always going to be plotted underneath the equilibrium, like this line that we see right here. So this is essentially meaning that at any point beneath the equilibrium point, we're going to be at a shortage. Okay. The flip side, surplus is going to be plotted above the point of equilibrium. Okay. So this hopefully kind of makes some sense. If you have any questions on where supply or where shortage and surplus are located in relation to the supply and demand graph, please feel free to let me know. We're going to spend plenty of time in class covering this a little bit more. I just briefly wanted to show you this graph before we dig in too much further with econ. So just know how a supply and demand graph is set up, know where supply is located, where demand is located, where you price or where you plot price and quantity, and then also where you would plot shortage and surplus if I were to ask you that on the test, and also the equilibrium point. Okay, so let's review these learning targets real quick. I moved pretty quickly through these slides, so just make sure that we're all on the same page. Hopefully by now, you can define the laws of supply and demand in your own words. You can evaluate a supply and demand schedule to determine the point of equilibrium. Again, that is when supply and demand are equal. You can create and interpret a supply and demand graph. And lastly, you can understand the effect of a shortage or surplus on a market. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to let me know. Congrats, give yourselves a pat on the back. You finished Unit 1 of AgEcon. Now it's just time to take your test and you'll be in good shape. Good luck with completing the rest of your studies, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.